What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So it's that time for the week. It's weekly rotation, and it was a bit different of a week than usual. So we actually only have 7 fragrances in the rotation this week. One day, 2 days in a row, I wore the same fragrance. And it was kind of mixed around because for those of you that didn't know, this was the week of my bodybuilding competition. So I had some travel, and with spray tan and everything, I couldn't wear. It just didn't make sense to make everything splotchy. So certain time I didn't really wear anything. So it's kind of all over the place, a little different than usual. But it is week number 237 of the week rotation, and we're going to discuss. So stay tuned. And starting off on Sunday is one I've been wanting to reach for. It's what sparked me ranking my Jean Paul Gaultier fragrances the other day because I'd been spraying it. And I gave a full wearing to Le Male Summer 2013, which smells like Le Male, go figure, but enhanced green notes and freshness. That's literally the only difference. It's been touted in the past as smelling like a watered down, fresher Le Male. There's some truth to that. I can understand why it's described in that manner. I don't think it's a weak fragrance by any means, any stretch of the imagination. I get every bit of 6 to 7 hours of longevity out of this. Projections, kind of average stuff for an hour to 2 hours. Typical stuff, but the enhanced green notes accord here, it is greener, it is a little fresher, and not really so much watery or anything like that, because you still get the aromatic lavender, you still get that sweet vanilla. It's still a touch powdery, but definitely not as dense as the original. It's definitely more of a summer twist on the original's profile. I was happy to have this. There was a time a while back when these 4.2 ounces were popping up at Burlington for $20. That's where this bottle came from, and I'm definitely happy to have it, and I like reaching for it from time to time. During the day, Le Male Summer 2013. Then when I got the shower, kind of been enjoying this one as an aftershave splash. Went with Baldessarini Cool Force, and I actually didn't spray anything after that. I just rolled with this as my splash. It smells great. I need to get the actual fragrance because it's a beautiful, watery, citrus aromatic. It smells great. It really does. This was a gift from my buddy Chad from the channel A Gentleman's Journey. Shout outs to Chad. If you haven't subscribed to Chad, haven't been watching Chad over the years, he's been around for about a decade or so. One of the OGs in this fragrance reviewing space on YouTube. Definitely check out Chad. He had gifted this to me when he came down to Florida, and I went to visit him, and we shot some, plenty of content. So I do need to get around to getting the fragrance because I have been really enjoying the aftershave splash. So out the shower, I had a good shave with Baldessarini Cool Force. Moving into Monday, an all-time classic favorite on this channel. We're talking English Laundry's Cambridge Night. This is an older vintage style bottle that has great performance, 8 to 10 hours longevity, really good projection and sillage and depth. The newer versions aren't as deep, aren't as strong, still the same smell, but I'm glad to have an older bottle. Like I said, you can see the juice level has dropped a decent amount on that one. I used to wear this one pretty often back when I worked at Mercedes-Benz years ago. This was a go-to for a long time. It's a more refined take on the Invictus scent profile because there's some black currant here that adds this darker tart fruitiness to it. Lily of the Valley offers a little bit of a well-rounded floral accord in the heart. So it's not as bubblegum sweet and playful as Invictus, but clearly they were going for Invictus. This is, in many ways, from a scent standpoint, superior to the original Invictus. I've always felt that way, and it was nice to revisit. Like, I'm so glad I sprayed this one. It's been nice to go back to what's kind of some of the classics for this channel. So if you've never gotten around to smelling this one, you really should. I wore it out the shower that night as well. It's Cambridge Night from English Laundry. Now for Tuesday and for Wednesday, I rolled with this mossy green, earthy, super mega salt water aquatic on my skin, like heavy salty ambergris. And it's an absolute absurd obstruction of justice type of monstrous performer. It's ridiculous. It should be a crime to be this strong. It's Lattafa's Atlas. This stuff is crazy strong. Crazy, you hear me? Like, I did 6 sprays the other day. It's too much. I need to dial it back to 2 or 3. Like, it filled this whole apartment. Well circulated because of ceiling fans. This whole apartment. My wife literally came in the room. A lot of you saw that video where I discussed it, and my scent of the day shorts video for the first day that I wore it, where this actually happened. I talked about it in there. This is crazy strong. This is one of the strongest fragrances, especially when it comes to fresher fragrances, one of the strongest fragrances I have. Easily. If you're looking for ridiculous, like bonkers performance, earthy green, mossy, but still super fresh, but on my skin, very salty and aquatic. So keep that in mind. In the realm of Mega Mare, if you're looking for something like that. Not exactly the same fragrance, but similar, walks that path. So on Tuesday and on Wednesday, Lattafa Atlas. Moving in Thursday was travel day to Louisiana, because for those of you who didn't know, I wanted to do my very first show in my home state in Louisiana. We did NPC South Central. This was the second year of that show. They're trying to grow the southwest side of Louisiana into the southeast side of Texas, and that area in general is a great show. We'll get more on that in a little bit. But this was such a great travel buddy kind of fragrance. I love it. My wife loves this. She kept telling me how good I smell. Great choice because we kept having to stop because I had a certain level of water intake. My dog's diabetic and she drinks even more than I do, so constantly having to stop to pee is the moral of that story throughout this trip. So a slightly over 7-hour drive was more like 8 hours because of the frequent stops. So a great option was Sphinx Cairo Nights. This is a beautiful, soft, fresh, powdery, vanilla-based fragrance that surprisingly, and I don't know if it's the ambergris or something like that, but it dries into a interesting musk aquatic smell in the deeper dry down that hangs around for a really long time. Like, this was the first time I spent a full day with it, and man, this is some of Muhammad's best work that he's put out. This is easily top 3. Like, I put this is my number 3 behind what I think is now my number 1, Mangolicious Hippie Storm, and my number 2, what used to be my number 1, being Sphinx Elixir. And this actually jumps Black Anubis, which was my original number 1. I know that can be kind of confusing because of the first 6, I was like, Black Anubis is the one. Then Morphet, another 3 came out, another 2 came out, another 2, and so on. He's added to the collection, and he's stepped his game up over time, and this one is fantastic. If you want something really attractive, easy to wear, that offers nuances that in certain fragrances can add challenge, but here it's just so well-rounded and smooth and approachable. Like I said, the powdery nuance and not overdone sweet vanilla. The floral tone's not massive. You still get some aquatic nature to this as it dries. I was very surprised how it got very aquatic as it dried down. Could just be the way this, I'm assuming it's ambergris. I haven't looked at the notes in a while. That the way it reacted on my skin, but man, this is some good stuff, man. Really, really good. I actually didn't wear anything out the shower, but during the day for travel, what a great choice it was to go with Sphinx Cairo Nights. Now moving into Friday. Okay, Friday was Mingle Day, as I was calling it. Check-ins, getting to see everybody, grabbing our goodie bags, our shirts, all that good stuff. It blew me away, and it's not even from this channel. I mean, a few people, but as far as like, it was like everybody, it was like walking into Cheers, where everybody knows your name. Head judge and everything. Like, I got my slides on and stuff. For weigh-in, you know, because I wasn't wearing any J's or anything. And I walked up to introduce myself. He's like, oh, man, I know who you are. And he put his hand on my shoulder. He said, all those fucking J's you got, and that's what you wearing? I said, oh, you do know who I am. Okay, that's hilarious. So you do follow my Instagram. So that was hilarious. So shout outs to the head judge. I won't throw his name out there. So point being, a bunch of people, hey, Ross, what's going on, man? Nice to finally meet you. And it's just such a great experience, man. What a fan-fucking-tastic weekend this was. Sorry for the F-bombs. I just had a great, great weekend. Point being, I wanted something mass appealing. Easy to like for me, for my wife, for the crowd, anybody I walked up to. If they smell me, the only thing they're going to think is, damn, he smells good. Didn't get a single compliment. No big deal. Don't care. But in the event, good talking point and a good mass appealing fragrance is Acqua di Gio Parfum, which I did feature in the mass appealing fragrance video over the weekend that I filmed prior. So it was like, man, this seems like a really good choice. Great performance. I had 7 sprays, I think, 5 around the neck, 1 on each forearm. And it was just right. It's strong enough without being overwhelming. Great longevity. So easy to like at every stage of the fragrance, from the top in the opening as it dries into the deep dry down. Such an enjoyable fragrance. Like, anybody that has knocked on this one because it's not close enough to Profumo, I think you're looking at it wrong, because if you just judge it as an individual, this is an awesome flanker in this line. This is such a great fragrance. You still get the main elements of Profumo with the incense and the patchouli and the greens, but the freshness and the rosemary are enhanced here, and the incense is dialed back a little bit. Because if you have Profumo already, which I do, it's a welcome change. And I heard the 2024 is more like Profumo. And for those of you that don't have Profumo, great for you. Now you can get something really close to Profumo, because Profumo's the GOAT. When it comes to this fragrance DNA, that's the one. Don't get me wrong, but I have Profumo. If I want to wear Profumo, I'll go with that. I actually love the way this came out. This was an unsung hero for me as far as designer releases of 2023, and I haven't been wearing it enough, and it was great to create some memories with. It was the right mass-appealing fragrance for the right mass-appealing situation. So on Friday, on Mingling Day, Acqua di Gio Parfum. Finally on Saturday, so it was showtime. At prejudging, main event, a lot of in-between stuff. More mingling, of course, but yeah, so random number draw was number 35 on my trunks. And, you know, call it corny, call it cheesy. I'm pretty damn proud of these 4 medals. Do I think I got robbed? Yes. Shout outs to Bo, I ain't mad at him. He's not the judge. But I do feel like the overall package, and definitely my posing, was far superior. But I did take a 1st and 3 second place finishes, because when I took the 1st, 2nd, because it was me and Bo were each other's main competition in each of those classes. When I took the 1st, 2nd, I said, son of a bitch, it's going to be 2nd the rest of the way through. And it was, because he ended up getting the 1st in those 3. Masters over 35, Open A, and Novice A. And I got 1st in True Novice. Should have been 4 firsts. I would have lost to the guy in the overall just like Bo did. He was the superior physique for sure. But not salty, great experience. Just saying, I think I got robbed there. All good, though. Just come back stronger. I'll be back on stage in April and May here in Florida, Pensacola and Panama City. Panhandle Classic and Riptide Classic. Panhandle Showdown and the Riptide Classic. I'll be back on stage in about 285 days. So, super excited to have these. My first show. Let's put that in the win category, guys. I was very, very excited to do this. It was a bucket list item. I am putting this on. I don't care who likes it. I'm finishing the video with these because, son of a bitch, I earned these damn things. I had an absolute blast. If you want to see some of the highlights, go to TLTG Kicks. My posing routine shorts video is on there to Rhea Ripley's music. There's some highlights that one of my childhood best friends, Chase, ended up coming make the trip. He's a videographer, and he brought his handheld and did a little highlight video for me that I did post on the channel. So it was great. So for dinner that night, we did do Saltgrass at the Golden Nugget. And then I did hit the after party for just an hour, just because it was late. It was late, so I just went for a little bit. I'm not the heavy party type these days. I just wanted to go mingle for a little bit. And for such a special occasion, I had to go with an extremely special fragrance with Evening Mystique, my second collaboration with Zaharoff, which George Zaharoff was there. He did make the trip. It was great to have George there. Had friends and family. It's just, man, what a special weekend. What a special time to wear a special fragrance. It just made sense. Creating memories that I'll never forget the way this weekend went. For any of you curious, I didn't go crazy. I did have some cheesecake and some Cadbury eggs and all the shit the last 36 hours, but I'm only up 2.2 pounds from weigh-in. I was 172.5 for weigh-in. I was 174.7 this morning for check-in, because it's Monday morning, 2 days after the contest for this. Yeah, I have a rebound to do over the next 8 weeks. I worked way too damn hard for this physique to just throw that shit away. No, this is a new starting point that we're building from. New base for next year. But a lot of you haven't gotten to try this that are maybe newer to the channel and everything. It's resinous, it's green, it's floral and powdery, it's earthy, it's ambery, it's very smoky. A lot of olibanum and frankincense in here. Masterfully composed by master perfumer Gaultier. He brought my vision to life. It's exactly what I wanted it to be. And for such a great weekend, I just had to. I'm so glad I brought this. Thank you, everybody, for the beautiful messages that I got throughout the weekend. The people the trolls, all that stuff. Thank you. Everyone, seriously, I appreciate the love, the support, the cheering on, the shit talking. I genuinely appreciate all of it. So anyone watching this that either tried to give me a hard time or had wonderful things to say, any of it. I'm dead serious. Thank you for taking part in one of the most special weekends of my life. This was a monumental time for me. It really meant a lot to me. It was a bucket list dream scenario. I literally lived out a dream that I never thought I'd actually get to try to do on Saturday. So for that, thank you guys. It made this fragrance all the more special to wear it for that evening. So it may be a little corny and a little cheesy that I threw the medals on for this, but I earned this shit. I put in the time. A lot of sacrifices were made to get to this. And we're just gonna bounce back and get even better. So on Saturday, for NPC South Central after party and for dinner at Saltgrass, TLTG reviews and Zaharoff Evening Mystique. Well, that was show week. And until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback and I love hearing from you guys. What'd you guys wear this week? Let me know down below. Sorry for all the clanging this was doing, because it's right by the microphone. I'm sure it's nice and loud. There's some nice medals though. Got the NPC logo engraved in them. Got the plates for what category they were with everything and the placings and all that. Man, I'm so proud of this. And I'll tell you right here and now, next year, next spring, we'll be doing the weekly rotation again. And there's gonna be a big ass overall classic physique trophy right here. Mark my fucking words. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the stuff that I wore this past week and you give them a spray now, super confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.